Welcome to Level 0 Extraction, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I will be sharing some of the tips and tricks that I have learned during the beta testing on how to survive as a solo mercenary. This video will only cover the beginner side of things. We won't be going over the advanced things such as navigating in the dark, sneaking on other players, and doing events found throughout the map. The first thing you need to do is adjust your SFX volume. I like setting mine to the max. This is important because hearing your surroundings is key for your survival as a solo mercenary. Next up, I recommend choosing the research facility map. As of now, during early access, this map is the easiest difficulty to learn your way around and get the basics down. Let's talk about our gear setup. We're taking the nail gun with us. Make sure to load it with some nail gun ammunition before heading out. We will only take the items that we can get back if we don't make it out. You can get back these items by clicking on the get button here. These numbers here correspond to the numbers on your keyboard for quick selection. I like having my weapon on 1, flashlight on 2, flare on 3, glow stick or secondary weapon on 4, and a health pack or stim pack on the 5th. Now that we're ready, let us travel to the research facility. First thing you need to do is check your surroundings. Sometimes you spawn next to a mutated scientist, like in my case, as you can hear him moaning and groaning from the left side of me. Here I'm checking my map without fear that the monster is just next to me. Don't worry about it. For now, focus on what I want you to do. After you have determined that you're safe, open up your tablet by pressing M and look for the extraction icon that has a weight limit of 10.0. Don't worry about this number for now, but this tells us that this is an escape route meant for a solo player. Whereas this extraction icon here also tells us that an extraction here is possible. This just means that this is the main escape route. This will trigger a public announcement for everyone to hear. So as you can imagine, being a solo player, you don't want to draw attention to yourself. So this is a no-go, although it is possible to do. In regards to taking out the mutant, the most beginner-friendly way is to just shoot them down. As you can see, I also like to use my surroundings to my advantage by dropping down in order to be out of reach from their attacks. Did you hear that beeping sound? That's right. This is a landmine. You can die from it if you're low on health. Fortunately, it will make a beeping sound to let you know how close you are to it. The closer you are to the landmine, the quicker it beeps until it explodes. This is why turning up your sound is important when playing this game, so you can avoid things like this. Another way of taking down these mutants is to use melee weapons. Simply hold the left mouse button to charge up and let go to swing for a strong attack. However, I don't recommend fighting them with a small axe because you are likely to take damage even when you are doing your best to avoid their attack range. But if you got yourself a stronger melee weapon, you can one-shot them with some of the melee weapons. Okay, so after we've cleared the mutant and avoided blowing our legs off, let's get back to our main goal as a beginner. See, this is where we are, and this is the extraction that's only for solo mercenary. Our focus will be to make our way there while grabbing stuff. Also, in case you didn't catch it, there were two types of sounds that gave us very important information. First, we heard gunshots ringing out from a far distance. It sounded like it was to my left. Then, we also got an alert on our tablet with the laptop icon fading in and out. This tells us that other mercenaries like us are to our left. Therefore, we can either plan to move towards them for a firefight, or in our case, continue towards our goal. Anytime you see a black box like this means it is military related. There's a chance of ammo or guns that spawns in it, so don't skip on them. Also take note that whenever I'm about to lose something, I turn off my shoulder flashlight. Making this your habit will save battery life and allow you to hide in the dark while vulnerable from other mercenaries. However, you still need to keep your guard up and listen for the aliens' footsteps. One thing to take note as well is that I'm always crouch walking instead of normal walking. This is because crouching makes a minimal sound, and I'm also actively listening to my surroundings. I highly recommend this way of movement because your own footsteps will only get in the way of your listening and or alert other people to your location if you decide to walk and or run, unless you're playing a gun blazing style.
Attention, critical overload, backup power failure.
Oh no, the power has gone out. Now what? Well, for beginners, I recommend you find a spot to hide. Just sit tight with your handheld flashlight at the ready to fend off any alien players. Also, don't forget to turn off your shoulder light. Take this moment to listen to your surroundings and take a breather. The power will be restored eventually.
Backup power restored.
I want to bring you to attention to the light switch. When it's red like this, it means that it's low on power. Yellow means it's getting low. Green means it's good. This is important to know because when you're dealing with an alien player, you don't want to find yourself in a room with a light switch that's low on power. This is why experienced mercenary players move in the dark and only turn on the light when needed. However, in this video, we will always turn on the light because as a beginner, you need to get a feel for how the map is laid out so you don't find yourself bumping into walls. If you find yourself an item with a unique label, this means that it is a contract item, which means that one of the vendors will give you good experience, money, items, or weapons when you trade it in. I will show you how to do that near the end.
The elevator in Sector C will arrive in 2 minutes.
If you see a light that you did not turn on, Turn off your shoulder light as soon as possible. This means that other mercenary players are in the area, and I recommend you to hide in the dark so you can make good sound decisions. In cases like this, I would move in the dark. However, as a beginner, you won't know the layout, so I recommend turning on the light and absorbing the layout, and not worried about winning the fight, as you're not really losing anything outside the basic kit. When it comes to dealing with other mercenaries, just sit still, observe, and listen. Gather as much information as possible before making your next move.
It's left until the emergency power supply power.
If you hear and see EMP going off you near like this, that means three things. The alien has spawned near you or used their EMP ability, or someone threw an EMP grenade. In this case, I made a judgment call that this was indeed an alien player nearby due to what I hear next. That was the sound of an alien player placing down a trap. Therefore, my assumption was correct, and my decision to have my handheld flashlight at the ready would be considered a good call. This is where we need to be. In order to extract, you must have a weight limit below 10. As you can see here in my inventory, I'm over the limit. This is where you drop your nail gun and flashlight and whatever else you don't need, and keep the most valuable items you can keep.
Attention! Critical overload. Backup power failure. Backup power restored.
If you have managed to make it out, pat yourself on the back. Now, remember that unique item? Go to the contract tab and see these vendors? It will tell you what you get in return when you trade it in. Congratulations! Now it's time to sell all your goods. Press the Get button to get your basic kit and repeat the process until you're ready to bring in more expensive gear. Good luck on your next one, ladies and gentlemen, and have fun!